Hey, I'm just a regular YouTube user who just decided to review a movie. Now, I'm not trying to be anything big, like the Angry Video Game Nerd, or Mr. Black. I subscribe to those two. They're awesome. Anyway, I'm here today to review my favorite anime movie of all time, All Dogs Go to Heaven. It's a very good film. I mean, this is my favorite film of all time.
And let me just stop it right there. Now you're probably wondering, who the heck is this kid? Who is this kid who obviously has a very hard time thinking of what to say about the movie, obviously has a serious stuttering problem, and obviously has done this for the very first time with this review? Well, that kid was me. Hey everyone, Brandon here. And that kid was me 3 years ago when I first did my very first review on my favorite movie of all time, All Dogs Go to Heaven. And you know, I never expected to become a movie reviewer in the first place. I just wanted to give my thoughts on my favorite film. Of course, after that, I knew I kind of compiled a list on what I would review next. After that, I reviewed the sequel, the series, the Christmas Carol, the Balto franchise, and so on and so forth. And so from there, it just kind of went on, especially the fact that I started getting requests to review other movies, which led me to discover a lot of underrated anime classics such as The Plug Dogs or Watership Down. But in any case, though, it has been 3 years. 3 years since this entire movie review thing has started. But really, this is not about me. In this special vid, I want to draw as little attention to me as possible, and more to the people around me who have been kind of supporting me for the last 3 years, who have continued to watch my events and continue to be my friends. Not only to the fact that they are extremely talented people at some points, and they don't get a lot of views because of it, because of the whole partnership thing here on YouTube, and that kind of sucks. So to put it in short, this video is not about me, but more or less about my friends here on YouTube. And so with that, I hope you guys are ready, because this is going to be a 3-part video on the people on YouTube who have continued to support me throughout the years. This is the virgultravis12, which is actually supposed to be virgultravis12, 3-year special.
We are young, we are strong, we're not looking for where we belong. We're not cool, we are free, and we're running with blood on our knees. We are young, we are strong, we're not looking for where we belong. We're not cool, we are free, and we're running with blood on our knees. We are young, we are strong.
The first person I would like to talk about is Xeon Konjima, and yes, I have to refer to him in this name because I'll probably never know what his real name is. I'm using pictures of Bleach because that was his favorite show, and also because his main purpose here on YouTube was to upload the music and the soundtracks from that show. But personally, I know him and found out about him after he had put up the entire soundtrack to my favorite Xbox 360 game, Dead Rising. Xeon Konjima was literally the very first friend I ever had on here, and he was always the first person to ever comment on my reviews. You can look at all my first ever reviews, and he would always be there. I even asked him once if he was just, doing this so I would get some sort of gratification out of it. He said no, it's just that it actually gets very boring here on YouTube, and he actually did like my reviews. However, I found out that it was about last summer when I did the Jurassic Park vid, I discovered that Xeon Konjima was suspended for unknown reasons. So if anyone has any information out there about what happened to him, or if he has a second channel up, please let me know. I would really appreciate that. But again, here's to you, Xeon.
Hello everyone, this is Daniel P.
The next person I'd like to mention is of course a good friend of mine, dpstq, or Daniel P, or Danny P, whatever you like to call him. Daniel is definitely one of the closest friends I have here on YouTube. In fact, the funny thing is that we actually met over an argument between which Balto sequel was better, Balto 2 or 3. But in any case though, Daniel, I kind of look at him as like an analyzer. He's not a person who just watches an animated movie and says it's good. He likes to go into detail about why it's good, why movies like All Dogs Go to Heaven or Balto are so popular or gain a cult following. And for one thing, he also has a very interesting taste in music, and really likes to go into detail about that, including with the Beatles. And of course knows a lot of methods and teachings or sayings from, of course, the notorious figure Gandhi. Now, Daniel really does like to have commentaries, talk about certain things with other people. And of course, he invites me to go along with this as well. Even though I'm not as intellectual or as, can really think of so many good things to say like Daniel does, it is very nice of him to at least invite me and join in the conversation. However, over the past few years, things have changed. Daniel no longer does animated movie reviews because he feels that reviewing has changed over the course of the years, and continues to now work on more things involving music. And so I give him the best of luck to him, also because Daniel's still a very good friend of mine. He's always been since the very first time we met over an argument over Balto. So here's to you, Danny P. And also, for one thing, your best educational vid was, I guess, the nostalgic vid about how nostalgia has changed and how reviewing has changed. Not to mention that entire retrospect you did on All Odds Go to Heaven. That was really cool. But your best entertainment vid was this one.
When you leave, my colors fade to gray. Go away, every word of love I used to say. Now I think it every day.
Warning, this is not for the faint of heart.
The next person I need to mention is, of course, Golfstarguy18, or Zach. Zach I only met because I met up with Daniel, who happened to be friends with him at the time. And of course, Zach, like me and Dan, are also both fans of Balto. For one thing, Zach is, a normal guy. He's not a guy who puts up videos very often, like me and Daniel P do, but he's still a cool guy, and it's also cool that he keeps in contact with us even though. He's a cool guy to hang out with and to talk to, and of course you golf lovers out there, of course, like his name states, he's a huge fan of golf, and I'm sure some people will appreciate that. For one thing though, I do feel pretty bad, is because I have not been able to talk to him in some time now. We rarely meet from now and again, and usually it's around like to 12 or 1 o'clock at night. So, Zach, if you're out there, I apologize for that, and let you know I'm always on anytime now. But anyway, to put it in short, Zach is a cool guy. If you're a fan of Balto, I'm sure you can talk to him, and of course, if you're a fan of golf, I'm sure other guys will like to talk to him as well. So here's to you, Zach.
Everybody's going to the party, have a real good time.
Hi, this is Karatekid402stny.
People say it's quite a way to heaven, many miles beyond a distant star.
Next to mention is Karatekid402stny, or Nate. Karate Kid is of course an All Odds Go to Heaven fan, but for one thing, he's very different from other fans. When I first started doing reviews, I noticed kind of a problem going on that some people started mentioning. That how would All Dogs be sort of remembered? And for one thing, how would it, keep from dying out? But basically, Karate Kid kind of stepped in and kind of gave us suggestions and reasons to keep All Dogs alive. So basically, to put it in short, everyone else stated the problem, while Karate Kid actually took action and did something about it. For one thing, he wanted the series, the All Odds Go to Heaven series, to return on the air, so he posts up a link to a petition, which if it gets a certain number of signatures, the show will be put back up. How many signatures are on that petition now? I do not know. But basically what I'm trying to say is that if it weren't for Karate Kid, I think that no other person out there would have gone out and said something, we gotta keep all dogs alive, we gotta make sure that the fandom doesn't die out. Because right after he did that, Daniel posted up a vid just like that, or something like that. I mentioned something in my All Dogs Go to Heaven the series review, and so it just went on from there. Even though Karate Kid has not really put up a video in a while, and I haven't really talked to him recently. I've talked to him through text messages or on Skype once, but that was for an Oliver and Company commentary. But other than that, I know that he's still on here from time to time, but he's not saying anything. So Karate Kid, if you're still out there and you're still on YouTube and you still support All Dogs, here's to you.
This is Karatekid402stny, and this is my goals for All Dogs Go to Heaven. Please do sign the petition and help our movement.